Hey, I got it fixed, didn't I? All righty. So, hello, everybody. Welcome back to our training with God's money. And first, we will get our little disclaimer out of the way. I am not a financial advisor. This is not intended to be financial advice. I am a wealth strategist. I teach people how to secure their wealth with physical assets such as gold, silver, platinum, palladium, or even real estate. If you need financial or tax advice, please consult with your financial or tax experts. So, with that said, thank you and thank everybody for joining us tonight. Tonight, we're going to take a few short minutes to delve into our sound money process and the sound money wallet. So, if y'all bear with me and just give me a few moments, I will pull up some stuff so that we can do a screen share. Now, if my team will let me know when they can actually see my screen. I wonder who that guy is.
I see it.
Don't know who he is. All right, so let's see. We will probably, my account ain't got nothing in it, so I'm the man of the family. There's never no money in my stuff. So I think we'll use that. All right. So as we open up and we go to our dashboard, the first thing that we see there in the center is that we are going to see My Wealth Builder and Sound Money. Now, our new evolution of sound money is that now it can be used exactly the same way that our collectible coins was used. It can be put on autopilot. But there are some separate distinctions between sound money and the autosaver. The autosaver is a numismatic coin. It is a collectible coin, and they are at a fixed price. They range between $115 to $179. Now, these coins are highly collectible. Most of them are MS-70s of grade. Uh, I don't think I've ever seen one of our autosavers lower than a 70, which is the highest possible grade that a collectible coin can achieve. These coins are rare and they are limited. So that's one of the things that give them value. Numismatic coins are in a form of offensive strategy. They are long-term returns. You will see the value, just like it does on any other collectible, fluctuate up and down according to the market. Now, what market am I talking about? I am talking about the market of supply and demand. Okay. So if there is a low supply and a high demand, the value naturally goes up. But if there's a higher supply and a lower demand, the price will go down. Now, over time, coins get lost, get sold, get misplaced. So things like that can affect the market as to where the true value of the coins, because there's lesser of them than the original minted amount, would cause it to go up. Another thing that could cause it to go up is the demand and popularity of that. Okay. So, for example, say that you have a collectible uh, Teddy Roosevelt coin, and all of a sudden, some kind of historical knowledge came out about Teddy Roosevelt that we'd never known before. And there was a big buzz about Teddy Roosevelt, and everybody was just going crazy about this thing that Teddy Roosevelt done that nobody'd ever known. That would make him extremely popular. What would happen to the Teddy Roosevelt coins? There would be a big demand for them. And when there's a big demand and low supply, what happens? Value goes up. Okay. There's also going to be some unseen things that will change the value and destiny of the coin. For example, the Montana butterfly. When 7K first started this process in the state animal coins, they minted one called the Montana butterfly. Now, did they anticipate these collectible coins taking off like they did. No, they did not. This was new. This was probably the third or fourth coin that they minted. So they minted a very small amount of them. There's only several hundred of those instead of 2 or 3 thousand. So what happened when people realized that there was only a few of them? The value went up. I think the coin was originally $139. The last time I looked, that coin was valued on Stack and Sell at a little over $1,200. So you can see how that would affect the value. Now, that's not going to hold true for all coins. I've actually seen some that were spent for $115. They were purchased for that price, and the values dropped down to around $90. But that's not to say that the value will not come back up. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what in the future it's going to do. But we do know through history, collectibles, numismatics has a fantastic track record. If you hang on to them long enough, they will increase in value, right? Uh, I guarantee you Van Gogh did not sell his paintings for the billions it's worth right now. Okay. Uh, and most of Da Vinci's work wasn't even considered art during that time, even though that he was an artist. A majority of his stuff was science. So, his drawings and sketches and the things that he was building and designing and engineering, that is considered art today. And it's highly collectible. It's numismatic. But in his day, it was just sketches. So it didn't have much value, right? So time will tell what happens to numismatic coins. And we need not look far other than just start searching the web for collectible coins or collectibles of any type. I often talk about my wife's Camaro. I know you paid $1,700 for that thing brand new, right? And right now, cars probably valued at over $100,000. So it's all in the supply and demand and the demand of the market. Okay. So those coins are set up on an automatic program. There's something of value. They're one of the things and tools that we use to keep our members in an active status. The other thing we use is a 7K Pro. As long as you're getting either the 7K Pro or the collectible coin, the numismatic coin, the monthly autosaver, you are in the active status and you qualify to earn income along with many of the other privileges that we have with our company. Now, do you have to have both of them or can you just have one? The answer is yes and yes. Can you have all of them? The answer again is yes. There's no limit on them. There's no minimum, no maximum. During the time the state animal coins was there, I had a friend of mine that loved them so much. He got both the silver and the gold coin. He had two autosavers selected. So you can select multiple autosavers. And if you want the advanced training and benefits of the 7K Pro, you could also do that. So there's no restrictions on it. Okay. Again, that's one thing that we pride ourselves on. No minimums, no maximums. Okay. Another thing that these autosavers do, whether it's the 7K Pro or uh, the uh, autosaver of the collectible coin, is you receive points off of them. Now, why is points so important? Okay. Well, points is a method of payment. 1 point equals $1. So those points go into your left or right side and will show up as points that can be turned to dollars. But you also get another form of points for those. Each month you receive loyalty points. Now, what are loyalty points? Loyalty points are points that will show up here under loyalty offers, and they will build up over time. Each month you're allowed to spend or purchase a coin from those loyalty points. Now, as you can see, my account has 3,203 loyalty points. That's built up over time. So right now, if I wanted any coin here that was valued under 3,203 loyalty points, I could purchase it. It wouldn't cost me a penny. It's a freebie just because I've been loyal to the company. And to just give you an idea, if you'll notice, we scroll down and all of these are highlighted dark black, which means I can get any of these coins. And goes all the way down to right there. That's the first one that's grayed out. But anything that's got I want one in dark, bold, black letters, I could purchase. It's a freebie for me. Okay. So what I do is I watch for the ones that I want. If there's nothing there I want, I just let it sit because eventually there will be something there that I may want. Okay. It's not going anywhere. It's not costing me anything. Now, let's go back to our dashboard and we're going to dive into the other way that we can set things on autopilot. The other thing that we can set on autopilot now is our sound money. Now, there's two ways that we can get to that place to where you set it up. One of them is that we can simply click right there on sound money and manage. Okay. And as you can see, this account we have set up that we're contributing monthly $50 to this account a month. So I would click on that and it's going to bring me to it so I can see what is happening, right? Now, let me show you the other route to get there. We're going to go back to my account and we're going to come down here to my subscriptions. And there it is, the same exact place. It's just two ways to get there. All right. Now, if we want to set up a Sound Money account, you can see that on this one, I'm set up for $25. And for this one, I'm set up for $25. I'm getting $25 worth of Silver Eagle and $25 worth of Gold Eagle a month on this particular account. If I want to add another one, I would simply go to Sound Money and click on Add Subscription. Just that easy. First thing I have to do is decide what I am going to, or when I am going to have them deduct that money from my account. The first drop down gives us those options. The first drop down allows us to do the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 21st, and the 26th. It's the same dates of shipping that we have with the autosaver for the collectible coin. Now, those dates are surrounded around the standard pay periods for all businesses, whether you're working in government, federal government, state government, independent jobs. Your payday will fall a day or two before all of these dates, which means that you would have money in the bank to purchase these and you wouldn't have to worry about it not processing your coin. Okay, so that's why they structured it that way. All right, so once you've selected your date, you can select the product. As you click on it, you will see in Sound Money, we have the 1 ounce Silver Eagle, the 1 ounce Gold Eagle, we have the 100-ounce silver bar, and we have the 1 ounce gold bar. Now, people will ask and want to know, well, why isn't there more forms or why can't we do just plain bullion or things of those nature? We do it for two reasons. One is convenience sake, and the other is these four forms are non-reportable to the federal government. The purchase of this gold and silver is absolutely private. Nobody knows that you have it except for 7K Metals and you. You're the only person that knows. That relationship between you and 7K Metals is the same relationship as between an attorney and his doctor, and his client, and a doctor and his patient. It's privileged under law. Private clubs we are protected that our things that goes on with private clubs is privileged information. For example, and this may not be the best example in the world, but how many on this call has heard of the Masons, right? The Masonic Order. Does anybody knows what goes on inside those doors other than those Masons? No. Can the federal government force them to divulge that information? No. They are a private club. They're a private organization. They're protected under law. Okay. Now, once we have our date selected and our sound money, to whichever form it is selected, the next thing is the easy part. You just simply click on the amount in US dollars and put it in there. And it truly can be $1. There is no minimum, no maximum. If you can afford $20,000 a month, that's fine. They'll cover it. Okay. So that's the way that we set it up with the auto save system. It will build up over time. Okay. Now let's go back to our home page, and I want to highlight something else about this dashboard that we're looking at with the wealth builder. Say, for example, I have placed just $100 in there in US Silver Eagles, and that's all I could afford. A month and a half from now, I see $85 in there, and I haven't put any more in there. Where did that additional money come from? Or if I put $50 in there and a month and a half later, 2 months, it says $46. Where did my money go? Legitimate questions. Anybody on the call have any idea? What this is doing is reflecting the current market price of that gold and silver. If the price of gold and silver goes up, so does the value of the gold and silver that you have in the Sound Money wallet. If it drops, it also reflects the value of what you have in the Sound Money wallet. But if we're watching the current trend, we have very little fear that it's going to drop anyway soon. I think we went over the other day on a special call I had with Liz and Craig, and I just happen to still have my notes sitting right here. 10 years ago, silver was at $12 an ounce. And where did we close today? $36.66. It has more than doubled in 10 years. That's over 100% gain. That's pretty cool, right? And
Yep.
listen, you ladies and gentlemen have seen me post on our Telegram page some of the trainings and talks from many experts out there. One of my favorite guys, and I don't know why I like him so much. Maybe it's because I feel a kindred spirit with him, but it's the ball guy, gold and silver, right? And he, along with others, some of them are really radical, but conservatively, on an average, most people are predicting $50 an ounce by the end of the year for silver. So that is going to be good. Okay. Now, if you want to buy a one-time gold and silver, just one and done, and that's all I want to do, there's a couple of ways you can do it. There's kind of the hard way and the easy way. We'll do the hard way first, okay? You would go to manage sound money. You would add subscription. You would go in there and put what you want put in there once it's added. Then you hit the process now button. It will automatically process it and put it in there. Now, once it's in there, you open it back up and then you cancel that subscription. So you've purchased it and then cancel the subscription, and that way it won't charge you again. But however, there's an easier way. Let me show you the easy way. Greg, for you, brother, I went and read the book. So now I know, right? Because Craig
Appreciate
asked this question of me, and that's the way that I instructed him to do it this way, but there is an easier way. I did find it once. You know, us guys, we like to try to put it together first and then we'll read the manual. So that's kind of what I did. Okay. So I'm guilty of being a guy, Craig. All right. So if we go back to our dashboard, you see the button that says buy assets. Click on it. Again, You select the asset type. Then you select the dollar amount. Then there's one little different one. You select the payment method. I can pull it out of my 7K cash, or I can pull it out of my card on file. See, so you have two options. Then you just simply say complete purchase, bing, bada boom, and it instantly shows up in your wealth builder. Just like your Insta goal when you're signing somebody up. I mean, it is instant. It's that. So that's a lot easier method. You agree with that, Greg?
Absolutely.
Okay, so a lot easier that way.
Thank you.
I'm proud of myself for reading that. You can fuss at me offline later. You tell me I should have read it to begin with. All right. So any questions on what we went over so far?
Nope.
Oh man, I'm getting better at this. So do y'all think y'all could explain it to somebody if they came to y'all and asked?
Yes.
Good, good. That's the plan right there. Trying to duplicate myself so that y'all will be able to do everything that I do. Uh, I used to have this thing anytime I would take over a new region or new area uh, in the corporate world I used to work in, we'd always have a meeting of managers and supervisors and people that would be more or less my first and second tier people underneath me. And I would introduce them, myself to them and tell them a little bit about my background and what I've done and build a little bit of confidence in them, from my experience. Uh, and then go around in the room and find out about each one of them, have each person in there talk about themselves and what they've done, how long they've been in the industry, what their forte is, what they enjoy the most about their job, those type things. It's just kind of a meet and greet and get to know everybody on a personal level. And there was a couple of things I would always tell those people. If it was 10 of them, 20 of them, it didn't matter what the number of them was. I'd always let them know two things. The first thing is there's only two of y'all's groups of y'all's names that I will remember by the end of the month. That's the ones that excel and do a really good job. I'll remember your name. And the ones that's a total screw ups, I'll remember your names too. So if you're in the middle, don't get offended if I don't remember your name. Now, the other thing I told them that is I have one job, just one job. Y'all might have plenty, but I've only got one job. My job is to train you well enough and teach you well enough that you can replace me. My job is to teach you how to replace me. So that's what I'm doing here. I want to teach everyone here how to replace me. I want to duplicate myself. Now, if I'm teaching you how to replace me, what should you be teaching your people? Greg,
How to
good.
replace how to replace us.
There you go. That's true duplication. All right. Do we have any more questions? All right. If that's the case, I'm going to open this thing up a little bit and stop sharing again. And then we'll have a little round table afterwards with any more questions. So, uh, to those that'll be watching this on a recording, thank you for joining, and we'll see you next week.